Page 226. This is Pat a Pan. At the bottom of it, it's kind of a Christmas piece. 4 flats again. So either it's an A flat major or F minor, and we're studying minors, so it's F minor, but do the scales and arpeggios on both, blah, blah, blah. Okay. 4/4 time signature. First, I want to hear the melody. I'm just going to play that. We're coming in on beat 3. It's a pickup beat. The 3. We took advantage of the repeated note to change. There's other fingerings we could use, but this is good. Gives practice. Scrunch up. 3 again. Then scrunch up. We just crawled around a little bit. That's all right. Now we work out the chords. They don't give them to us. Oh, that's fun. Well, you're probably going to use the primary chords. They give you the instructions up there. You're going to use the 1. Now we're in the key of F minor. We're getting 1 chord, the 4 chord, the 6/4. Remember the 6/4, it's a 4th and a 6th. It's giving you the intervals of a 6th. And then the 5/7, again, that's that one. So we're using the primary chords. You finger him. At first, I do block chords. I'm going to play a chord every time there's a little line. Actually, I'm going to play a chord pretty much on every measure, except the pickup beats, of course. Which chord you use, well, you have to experiment. Which sounds better? Which notes in the melody are used in the chords? The notes in the chord primarily. They can use other notes because that B flat, that's like a neighbor note. It's like to just. It's not one of the primary notes in the melody, though. It's a neighboring note. So, oops, that doesn't fit. So either I need this or this, because either the 4 chord or the 5/7, which is it? Well, I'm going to go ahead and go with the 4 chord. So it's the 3rd measure or the 2nd full measure is here. And then here, that doesn't work. I'm going to use a 5/7 chord for measure 4. Remember, the chord is all these notes. There is a G in that chord. With the 4 chord, there's no G in that chord. So I'm going to use the 5/7. I'm just not playing. The G's in the right hand. G again. Last 3 measures. I got a 1 chord, and in theory I could have done a 5/7 here, but I went up to here because both of these notes are in the 5/7 chord. They're not in the 4 chord. I could probably use a 4 chord there and get away with it, but I'm going to use a 5/7. So I'm just going back and forth between the 1 and the 5/7 for the last couple measures. As I said, in the 3rd to the last measure, I could have used a 4 chord there. There's different harmonies, which you like. Now, in the first line, the next to the last measure here, I could have used a 4 chord or a 5/7 chord on either of those, because the note I'm after is the B flat. The G is almost like a passing tone, or just a tone to. It just goes from here. That's what I'm after, and the G's just kind of there. And the 4 chord would do that. Now, if I want to include both of those notes in the chord, I got to use the 5/7 chord. But in my mind, a 4 chord gives it a little more color. I don't want to just keep using the 1 and the 5/7 all the time. Well, if I'm going to do it here, then in the bottom line, when I get the same thing, I can use the same harmony. I can use the same chord. I can use the 4 chord there also. Now for the pattern, they're giving half notes. could try other things and see what you think. The pattern you use in the left hand needs to fit the mood of the piece. Now, I didn't mention in the previous lesson on the top one up there, the horses thingy, that's supposed to be a tender piece. So whatever pattern you use for that needs to fit tender. So you got to be tender up there. Here, this is a fast, happy piece, but it needs to be accurate. How fast can you play the eighth notes accurately? And that's what you got. How fast can you do the act note? But it is a fast piece. So how fast can you do the eighth note? Don't go faster than accurate. But it is a fast piece. The dynamics, soft. That means these chords need to be very soft, very light. Can you get them down at the same time? I don't, but maybe you can. I think pretty much everybody struggles with that. At least I sort of hope they do. There's a note at the bottom of this to transpose it to D minor. Well, we're in F minor. We're going to go down to D minor. D minor is the relative minor to F major. It's got one flat. So the chords of that primary chords. And for the right hand, we're starting on the F, so I'm going to start on the D. It's the tonic of the thing. And I'm basically playing the same fingers here. Keep in mind in D minor, we're going to use the harmonic minor, because we're using a harmonic minor here. So the seventh step is going to be raised a half step. In D minor, the seventh step is a C, it's one line. So instead of C's, we're going to play C sharps. So any time in here where I'm playing a C, I'm going to play a C sharp instead. So the melody is here. See, each note I'm playing is a third below in the music. If I can read the music and transpose it down a third, that's just down to the next line or the next space, whatever it is. This is on a space, so I go down a space, so it's a D. This note C, well, that's on a space, so I go down to the next space, it's an A. Let's play an A instead, so I can transpose it in my head that way. That way, or I can try and remember which finger I'm playing and the position when I'm moving around, how that fits, and you can transpose it that way. Then we just add the chords. Again, we're in D minor. For D minor, try some other key. What's a good key to do? We did F minor and D minor. Well, let's go to A minor because it's right there, and it's got no sharps or flats except we're going to use G sharps. So the primary chord's worked out, and then you start on the note and you're going up. Transposes to A minor or any minor, whatever you want. Again, you can start out if you figure your first note. Next, now you go up a fifth, down a second, up a second, down a third, down a second, down a third, up a fourth, down a third. So you can transpose it that way by just doing the intervals in the melody in there and playing the same interval. Just stay in the key you're in, the notes you're in.